Greetings for the eccentric man. This evening we've got a game at Lost Ark Games, the local game store. We're playing a practice game for the Camsbridge Too Far, yet another one. I'm running the same list of Italians, which is the 1,000 points, one platoon, and playing this evening. Somebody I haven't played before is Tom. Hi Tom, you right? And Tom has brought, to make you dizzy as we go around, he's got some Germans. Do you want to run through what you got there, Tom?
Sure. So we've got two Pumas at the back, so it's Aufklärungs. We've got 233, which is Recce with a light howitzer, armoured car. The Panzer II Lukes. A Schwimmwagen with the machine gun, so no transport. A light car with a squad of 5 pioneers with a flamethrower. And the Hanomag, which has 2 squads in it, 5 veterans, and 1 is another squad of 5 pioneers with a flamethrower.
Right, so 2 pioneer squads.
Yes.
And so that's burning tonight. Right, so we'll have a look at what scenario we're playing, and we'll see what we're going to do with the tables. So, trying to look out for another list for the Camsbridge Too Far. I've gone for a 1941 Italian, based round, it could be Africa, war in Africa. All the units are there. So what we've got is we've got a second lieutenant at the front. We've got a medium mortar, got a truck. We've got a sniper team. We've got 2 paratroop units, a flame thrower, medium howitzer, 2 regular infantry units, a 1440 and an L640. All regulars with the exception of the officer and the parachutists who are veterans. So that's the Italians for this evening. 1,000 points, as I say, it's a Camsbridge Too Far test. So for a Camsbridge Too Far, there's 3 scenarios normally, so we'll run one of those. It's either killing as many of your opponent's troops as possible, or it's going to be key positions, or key defence, was it? Key positions, or the objectives one. I wish I could remember what it was. Point defence. So the one we've rolled up tonight is key positions, so it's 5 objectives, if I remember right, and 1 goes into the middle, and then you roll to see who puts down the objectives. So for this one we've got 1 on the road there, 1 in front of the wood there, 1 in the field there, 1 in the field there, and of course the 1 in the centre. So 5 down. Terrain that we've got is the houses. It's true line of sight. Depending on what size hedges, we'll give cover. The dark patches are the ploughed fields, and that's going to be difficult going, but no cover. And then the trees obviously block line of sight, and then we've got the buildings, which are just normal buildings. Okay, so Tom's just deciding which side to come on. You're going to be on this side?
This side.
Rightio, so Tom's going on for this side, and we'll see how we roll. So, for whatever reason in this game, I decided to put the 2 objectives that I had fairly close together, and in difficult ground, covered by the high hedges on the bottom right when you look at the table. It would have been all well and good if I'd got the win to choose the sides, which I didn't, so that went down to Tom, and he chose the side where I'd put the 2 objectives in that nice defensive position. However, the ones that he put down were well out in the open, so might be tricky for me to hold with my troops, but there we go, that's where it was. For my deployment, I decided that I would put my outflanking force, which was going to be the truck with the 2 5-man parachute units in it, and the flamethrower team and the L640. They would be coming in on the left hand flank to try and take the objective on the 2 objectives in the field. There was 1 objective in the middle on the left, and 1 quite close-ish to the middle on my side of the board. So I could get 2 fairly easy. Whether I could keep the 2, that was another question. and then there was the 2 on the far left, which I had an opportunity or a chance to take. So that was the thought process on it. Grab the middle one, grab the one on the left, have the one also in my deployment zone, gives me 3, and possibly sneak the 4th for a major win. That was a thought process of it. Tom put 2 units in reserve, obviously looking to protect the objectives, and 1 unit on outflank. So he was obviously really looking to hold the 2 and possibly take a centre one. His army didn't have too many infantry units, but did have quite a number of armoured vehicles. The 2 Pumas being of trouble with the medium anti-tank, and the half-track with the light howitzer. So yeah, it's going to be an interesting game. So let's go on into turn 1. Right, so set up sniper in the building, and my mortar observer on the far left, and the medium howitzer on the right hand side here. For this, looked at the last year's details, and if you are to capture it, you've got to be within 3 inches, no enemy within it at the end of the turn, and then you've got it. And then there's minor and major victories depending on the number that you hold. So we're going to run into the first turn now. Into turn 1, and the Pumas are hunting. So we've got 2 Pumas that have come on that side. They took shots at the artillery piece, but both missed. That was fortunate. Over on this side, we've got the little personnel carrier with the light howitzer that's come on. That took a punt at the building and missed, trying to hit the sniper. The Luch, I think it is, isn't it? That came on and took a shot at the sniper as well, and he survived that. The sniper was an ambush, and because it's open top, was able to put a pin on the little vehicle to just to cause it a little bit of grief to stop it firing, which was quite useful. Pulled on my tank, the 1440, took a shot at the Puma on the far side, but missed. The little swim wagon came on and took a pop at the Italian unit, causing 1 casualty and a pin, but I then brought on an infantry unit, and the LMG was able to get a hit and then turn that into a 6 and then blew it up with a 5. So that was quite useful. My artillery piece is on, guarding the crossroad, and my mortar is in the woods. All else is in reserve on outflank for both me and Tom, so that's quite amusing. So we'll go into turn 2, and I'm sure there's going to be some incoming from those Pumas this turn around. So we'll see where we go. End of turn 2, and the Germans are moving up using the cover of the smoke. Puma took a shot at the 1440 and hit it, penetrated, put it on fire, but fortunately I passed the test to put it out. The infantry team have run up behind the building. The Luch came up and took another shot at the sniper, and I put them down to avoid being killed. The light howitzer put a indirect shot and hit the artillery, and caused him 2 kills and a pin, so that was a bit upsetting. So they're a bit rattled. The artillery piece had a shot at the other Puma, and it escaped out of the way by wrecking. The Italian infantry is on the move. The officers have captured that objective, and the mortar did have a good shot, lucky shot, which did hit that Puma on there, but it only gave it 1 pin. It should have gone down. Should have gone down. No, because it didn't take any damage, did it? It was hit, but no damage. I think that's the. Yeah, no, I think that's sure. I'm sure about that. No. So, as far as I could see, haven't had a quick glance through, but because it didn't damage it, it just hit it. Didn't glance. Didn't have an opportunity to, but does cause the 1 pin. So, which he did pass the leadership test, then came on and then moved up the road and then took a shot at the 1440. So, yeah, that was the end of turn 2. Could be a bit of a struggle over here for the Italians for turn 3. But we'll see what we can do. Turn 3, and the Italians, I think, really have been quite lucky. The two Pumas are still hunting, and they've moved up and taken some shots. I think, did they? Yes, they took shots at the little 1440, and both missed. Fortunately, with the down order from last time in the reverse, that took me just out of short range, so it saved his bacon. The mortar's taken a shot over at the light howitzer, didn't hit, and these troops are just moving across just to help protect that objective.
Your cannon went down. Your howitzer.
It went this turn, didn't it? Yeah, and the howitzer went this turn from the shot from the follow-up shot from the light howitzer on its indirect fire. The Lutz moved up to take shots at the sniper and missed it. Oh no, I should have had a down dice for that one because I didn't take it out, so he couldn't have done anything that last turn. Thinking on it. And then over on this side I've brought on the Paras and the little L640. Took a shot at the front of the Lutz, but he's on an 8 on the front as well. So I didn't glance him, but I put one pin on him. And some of the parachuters have jumped out to claim the objective, and the truck is hiding behind the woods. So we're going to move into turn 4, and let's see what's going to come on, because the Germans on outflank still stayed on outflank, so they're going to come on now.
Did a sneaky little move, bring the truck round, disembark the flamethrower team, destroys the armoured carrier with the light howitzer, and then you roll a 1 to run out of fuel, and your team goes and you lose a dice. Flamethrowers, how to use them.
Into turn 4, and interesting one. Tom's still got his units on outflank and 1 unit in reserve. I have sort of sprung all my little tricks for the moment. The Puma has come up the road. It was because I rallied the little 1440. So he's come up the road, took a shot at the troops there. I put them down, and that saved them. So snipers are on ambush in the house. The little tank out there failed its leadership test and reversed back. Paratroopers holding the objective. Yes, the flamethrower team wandered off happily after they victoriously blew up that. They thought, yeah, we've done our job. So the parachute team has come out of the truck to claim the objective on that side, but it could be short-lived. Other Pumas coming up across, and it can't drive in a field. That was what we'd realised slightly on, that nor could that one really have moved, because it shouldn't have come on into the field, but it did, so we just said it was there. And unfortunately for Tom, I did get a direct hit with the mortar team, so it was a 2+ to hit it, and I did, and put more pins on it, and then immobilised it anyway. So I suppose it all works out. So yeah, turn 4. I'm in the driving seat at the moment, but it seems very precarious, because there's some really nasty little troop units that are due to come on. Another Pioneer unit with a flamethrower, another Pioneer unit with flamethrower as well, and another unit of 5 men, vets. So yeah, they're looking tough. So we'll see how we go as we go into turn 5. So that was a very interesting turn 5, from going very nicely for the Italians to going very poorly for them at the end. So quite a lot's happened over here, and mostly on the far left flank. So what we got here is this little tank. The Puma had come up and taken a shot at the 1440, but unfortunately missed, which the 1440 didn't. Then killed the Puma, which was quite nice within that one. The other Pumas moved up to take a shot at the L640, which was left out in the open after the Lutz recce'd away. So recce'd away, and I couldn't get it because it's the area terrain, and I didn't have a line of sight across to it. I had the paratroopers on ambush. The other unit of paratroopers, which you can see are no longer there, they are on ambush, were on ambush, and the sniper was on ambush. So all the reserves sort of come on, Tom's reserves come on this side. The 250 or 251 which came on, I was able to put 2 pins on it, but it still passed, still was able to take a shot at the truck and kill it because it was so close. So that was okay, but the 2 pins that I put on it meant that the troops inside failed their leadership test and went down. This unit, there's a little unit there that came in to take a shot at the paratroopers at this objective, and I managed to kill 2 of them or 3 of them?
2.
2 of them. So there was 3 left, which I thought was quite good. Until this troop came on. The flamer failed, needed a 3 but rolled a 2, so they wandered off. But the remains of them were able to kill 3 of the paratroopers, leaving me to take a leadership test stubborn on 10, and I rolled an 11. So poof, off they go. They've gone. So that was very interesting, that turn at the end there. So that objective there is now probably open to grabs. This one is still held by the Italians for the moment. This one is held by the Italians. And this one's it's sort of under control of the Germans, because I can't capture it because he's there. So we'll see what we do in the next turn. It's going to be quite interesting as we move into turn 6. Very finely balanced, I think, this one. Well, what a turn 6 that was. That was really great fun. It's gone here and there, so we'll see where we've got to at the moment. So, the Puma, my dice come up first, so I think that was the case. So the 1440 decided to take a shot at the Puma. The Puma reversed back to give me its front armour, and fortunately I was able to hit it, penetrate and immobilise it. So that was very fortunate. So that one knocked that one down. That gave me an opportunity to run the Italian squad and charge it. So I rolled a leadership test, -3 for tank fear, rolled a 4, and they ran in, and they just failed to damage it. I got 3 hits, rolled a 5. No, that wasn't, was it? 2 hits, rolled a 5, took me to 7, and I only needed an 8 to glance. And if I'd immobilised it, I could have got rid of it because it had been a second immobilisation. However, as it is at the moment, it's contesting because we're both there at the end of the turn contesting it. It can't hold it, but it can contest. So that was irksome, but a good result for Tom there because it remained in play. Over here, the Lutch took a shot at the paratroopers in the wood, and they went down. So no misses, no hits there. The little L640 reversed back, took a shot at the carrier, and managed to blow it up. And the Germans debussed right up close, just in case we get a 6th turn and they can do something. But they have got 3 pins on them. I think they lost 1 from that detonation, didn't they? So that wasn't so bad for them. But that's being held by the Italians. Over here, I did knock off 1 man with a sniper and elected the NCO, but Tom rolled for the step up and he got that, and they moved to capture that objective. The other team passed their leadership test as well and are trying to leg it across to get within 3 inches of the other objective. If we go into turn 7, then he's got a good chance of capturing that one as well. Over on this side, his truck didn't come on, so that's a possible loss. So at the moment there's 4 German dice dead to 4 Italian dice. So evens on that one, but we're looking at objectives to hold. So it's a possibility that we're going to go into turn 7. I've moved up the Italians here. I don't think I'm going to get anywhere near the objective, but stranger things have happened. I might have to try and get rid of the Italians from near the Puma to get another shot with the 1440. So yeah, do you want to roll the dice, Tom? See if we go into turn 7. So 1, 2, 3 we stop. 4, 5, 6 we go on. We stop. So that's the end of the game. Shame really. It would have been nice to go on to the 7-1 and see what goes on. We may well run that anyway, just to see what fun it is. But at the moment, there are 2 objectives held by the Italians, 1 objective held by the Germans. So I think it's probably going to be a minor win, isn't it? I would hazard a guess, thinking about the scenario rules. But we'll run it into turn 7 because stranger things happen, and we'll see where we are with that one. But a lot of fun. So we rolled it onto turn 7 just for a bit of fun, and it was nail biting really. I moved the Italians away from the Puma to get a shot at it with this one. I hit it, penetrated it, and rolled a 1 for the chart, which gave it another 2 pins. Which, to be fair, you couldn't get rid of it, but did stop it from doing anything because we failed a leadership test to shoot with it. Over here, I think it was this turn, we got rid of the Germans there, just shot them to bits with the Italians. I moved up the L640 to take a shot at the 2 guys there and missed. Took a shot at them with the sniper to try and get rid of one of them, missed. The Luch only needed an 8 to pass its leadership test and failed it with the 1 pin on it, and it moved back, and that was the only opportunity that it had a chance to take out this squad from that objective. So it failed it, but really a great little game. The guys over there ran across to the other objective, and for this one it gave it a draw, and I probably think that was what the game deserved in the end anyway. But yeah, so a really good game there with Tom, so really enjoyed it. Well, a cracking game for Tom and myself. It really was a good game, real fun with so much going on. Really cat and mouse, and just everything going from bit to bit, and then trying to sneak onto the objectives. Some lucky dice rolls going back and forward. Really did nail biting and tense. So strategy, yeah, the paratroopers paid off. They were able to claim an objective in the centre and hold it with the L640. Shame that the flame troop ran out of fuel and ran off, but hey, that's how they go. That's one of these things. By using them, sometimes you get it, sometimes you don't. It was quite interesting with the assault on the Puma, that nearly got it with the figures. You can do it in assault, but it is that -3 to lead your leadership, so you really do need to bolster them up, either give them the anti-tank grenades, but it's if you've got a unit of 8, that's 16 points, I think, because they're 2 points apiece. So tricky to decide which way you go. But overall, yeah, really good fun, good practice game. I learned a little bit about the placing of objectives. It was a good idea of Tom's to put them out into the open, because it does make them a little bit more vulnerable. It's nice if you get the win to choose the nice position on your side of the board, but if you don't, then it's a problem. So yeah, learn that lesson, and I shall be using and putting them out in a little less confined spaces and give them a bit more chance to be shot if people are on them. So yeah, good game. Just got to remember in this the capture and control. You can only capture if there's nobody within 3 inches at the end of the turn, and if you do, you hold it, and then they've got to knock you off of it and clear it, and then make sure that there's no enemy within 3 inches at the end of the turn, because that would contest it. So yeah, a good game. Hope you enjoyed it. A great deal of fun playing it. Please give a like if you do, subscribe if you haven't already, and share with your friends if they would think it would be good. So, thanks very much for watching, and speak to you soon.